Hi everyone, good afternoon. Just a confirmation whether you all can hear me and see me. Okay, so hi, good afternoon. Hello. So we'll be having our next quant workshop. This workshop is slightly more geometry heavy. There was one particular year, I think it was 2014 or 15, where XAT had suddenly asked a lot of geometry. So you should always be ready for all kind of papers, whatever they can ask, any particular area. I hope people have been writing their mocks and all really well and have been taking mocks very seriously. Okay. So we'll start with the session, and I hope today there is no lag, nothing, everything should go smoothly. Okay, I have made an effort to check everything beforehand, so let's hope everything goes well. Yeah, so start with this first question. Give yourself a couple of minutes to try it. Let me know the answer. Okay, installment, somebody's asking. Okay, I'll try and take up a question today on installment. Come on, try the first question, everybody. 7 by 7 grid. I see, I can just make a small one also just to understand the concept. If I make 3 by 3 also, the concept can be understood. How many rectangles which are not square can be formed? Nobody's given me the answer yet. Waiting for an answer. Good afternoon. When it's a 3 by 3 grid, Kashish, you can ask that on the group separately. So when it's a 3 by 3 grid, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. So when it will be a 7 by 7 grid, it will be 8 lines. So there will be 8 vertical lines and 8 horizontal lines. So if I look at only the rectangles, not including the squares, if I look at the rectangles including the squares, it will be 8C2 multiplied by 8C2. How much is 8C2? 28. So 28 into 28 is 784, I think so. Right. So answer has to be less than 784 because I have to subtract the squares, or itna chota to hoga nahi. So these two options are to more or less out. Everybody understood this part? Number of rectangles including square. To make a rectangle, I need 2 vertical lines and 2 horizontal lines, right? So including, so out of the 8 vertical lines, I'll have 8C2 into 8C2, 784 total number of rectangles. Now let's try and get the squares out. Which will be the biggest square I will have? Because it's a 7 by 7 grid, the biggest square will be 7 by 7. So 7 by 7 ka I will have only one square. 6 by 6 ka how many squares can I get? Yeah, 6 by 6 ka how many squares can I get? For example, over here 3 by 3 ka I can get one square, but 2 by 2 ka I can get more squares. Just if I use different colors to explain, this is 1 square of 2 by 2. This can be one more square of 2 by 2, and then there can be more squares of 2 by 2 like this also, this one, and there will be one more over here. So there will be 4 squares. Everything will go in terms of squares only, remember that. So here also same thing will happen. 6 by 6 ka I'll have 4 squares, so this will be 1 square, 2 square. 5 by 5 ka I'll have 9 squares, which is 3 square. 4 by 4 I'll have 16 squares, okay, 4 square. 3 by 3 I'll have 25 squares. 4 by 4 I will have sorry, not 4 by 4, 2 by 2 I'll have 36 squares, and 1 by 1 I'll have 49 squares. So basically we have to do 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square up till 7 square and add up. We know a formula for this also, and if you want to do it orally, means you want to just do the calculation, you can do that also. The formula for this is n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1. So n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 upon 6. 3 2s are 3 5s are 2 1s are 2 4s are. So that becomes 20 into 7, 140. So from this 784, I have to subtract 140 because those are squares, and hence this is the answer. So there are two concepts we need to know over here. I am keeping it on the screen, and then I am going to write both the concepts properly. Yeah, you understood the question? Now let me just explain the concept. What were the two concepts we are looking at? Number of rectangles including the squares. So if it's a 7 by 7 grid, it will always be n plus 1 C2 multiply by n plus 1 C2, right? And number of squares will be 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square up till n square. And in this particular case, this answer was 784, this answer was 140. Subtract them to give you 644. Clear, everybody? First question clear? Decent question, explains concepts also to you, so you should understand that. Next question. Yes, this is a chessboard type of question only, exactly, Paris. Okay, a lot of people are getting D and E, which I think is wrong. Check properly. Okay, let's go to the answer. Let's see the question. Triangle ABC is an equilateral triangle with area 36 root 3. So even before I go ahead, let me calculate the side. 36 root 3 is root 3 upon 4 into side square. Root 3 cut. 36 4s is 144. So side is 12. Side is 12. Okay, let's go ahead. Now, D is a point which is the midpoint of BC, a tangent drawn to the circumcircle of triangle ABC. So first of all, let's draw the circumcircle and triangle ABC. This is the circle. If it's a circumcircle, that means the triangle is inside. This is the equilateral triangle. Okay. So what have we said? The tangent drawn to the circumcircle of triangle ABC at point C. So suppose if I take the tangent over here, this is point C, this is point A and B. Okay. Or this is A and this is B. D is the midpoint of BC. We know equilateral triangle, so everything will bisect. If it's a midpoint, it will be 90 degrees. This angle will be 90 degrees. If I draw one more tangent, this angle also will be 90 degrees. Let's call this point as O, this point as P. We need PC, right? Find the length of the segment PC. Now, what all did we get up till now? We got the side. Side is how much? 12. So this is 6, this is 6. Now, because it is an equilateral triangle, kahin na kahin 30-60-90 theorem use hoga. Always try to use it. See, if I look at this small triangle, okay, if I look at this small triangle, this angle will be 30, this is 90, this is 60. So therefore, this will also become 60. This is 90, so this will also be 30. Now, for triangle PCO, can I find at least one side? I think I can easily find CO, because if I find the height, if I call this as CM, CM is the height, height is root 3 upon 2 into side, which is 12. So CM is 6 root 3. How much is CO? This point is the centroid. The centroid divides the median in the ratio 2:1. So CO will be 2/3 of 6 root 3. Lot of different ways you can do this question in. One of the ways is this. This is 4 root 3. Once I got this 4 root 3, my question is over. Triangle PCO is a 30-60-90 triangle where I have got the side opposite to 30 degrees and I want to find the side opposite to 60 degrees. So PC will be root 3 times CO, because side opposite to 60 is root 3 times side opposite to 30. So 4 root 3 into root 3, which will become 12. Maybe some other approaches also could have been used, something else also could have been asked, but this I thought was the easier approach right now over here. Got this very quickly. PC is 12, option A. Everybody just check whether they have understood. All those who initially said D, Nivedita, Fauzdar, Paris, Aditya, all those who said the wrong answer initially, have you all understood? Check properly. Okay, you have to learn to, in an equilateral triangle है तो 30-60 theorem use करना ही चाहिए. Simple. Okay, let's go ahead. Yeah, pretty straightforward question. See if you all can get it. Yeah, slightly long calculations, but that's okay. You can use the calculator smartly. Yeah. Anybody answer for this next question? At the last step, maybe try and use the calculator. Biggest hint is 128 is 2 raised to 7. You will need very, very basic rules of divisibility. Aditya's, I think, got it right. Yes, Tresom. If not same, exactly similar hai. Now, divisibility or remainder test for 128, 2 raised to 7. Check the last 7 digits. We need to check the last 7 digits. So here they had said 206 digits are there, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 is repeating, right? So 204 is divisible by 4. So the last 2 digits are 1, 2. उसके पहले के 4 digits are 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the 7th last digit. So these are the last 7 digits. Now, basically after this, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to divide by 128 normally, and you should get the remainder. So if you have a calculator, great, use the calculator and just divide it. So what will happen? Okay, just let me explain to you. I'll show you what exactly will happen when you use the calculator also. 4123, 412. If you divide by 128, you will obviously get a decimal answer. I will also actually use the calculator and tell you what you are exactly getting. Okay, so it's 4123,412 divided by 128 gives me 32,214. 32,214 point something something. Forget the point something something. So this is the quotient. So you again multiply it with, just take 32,214 multiplied by 128 and subtract this number from it, or subtract from this number. So you get 32,214 into 128 as 4123,392. Subtract these two to get the remainder. Answer is 20. Okay, check properly whether you have understood what I said. Everybody understood this method? Yes, you could reduce it a little bit. You could first divide by 4. Okay, is there a hint in the options? Let's check for a hint in the options. Actually, bad luck में यहाँ पे सब options divisible by 4 है. Otherwise, the answer was divisible by 4. Okay, chalo. Anyway, we got this. Everybody clear with this question? Any doubts? Okay, great. Let's go ahead. Regular time, speed, distance question. Nothing really very difficult or fancy in it. Should be able to do this. Anybody answer? Waiting for the answer quickly. Only after I get a couple of answers will I actually start the question. First try and find the distance from home to coaching center. Okay, 2 people have given the answer. Looks right. Two more people, 3 more people have given the answer. Looks right. Good. Most of the people have started getting the right answer. Let's solve it now. Now, they've told her, let us assume the distance is d. When she travels at 30 versus when she travels at 40, time is distance upon speed. We know time is distance upon speed. So, when she travels at a speed of 30, the time taken will be d by 30. When she travels at 40, time taken is d by 40. And this difference is given as 15 minutes, which is 15 upon 60, 1 by 4. Okay, LCM will be 120. So, multiply by 120, we get 4d minus 3d is equal to 30. So, d is 30 kilometers. We got the first part, d is 30 kilometers. This can be done by other approaches also, but one of the approaches is. One day she starts from home at 1.5 times the normal speed and covers 60% of the distance. So, 1.5 times of normal speed. Normal speed was 40. So, 1.5 times of normal speed will be 1.5 into 40. She covers at a speed of 60 km per hour. She covers 60% of the distance. 60% of 30 will be 18 kilometers. So, she has already covered 18 kilometers at this speed. Time taken is distance upon speed. So, 18 upon 60, but this will be in hours. Multiply by 60, 18 minutes. So, she has already utilized 18 minutes. Now, what was the actual time she has normally? This d upon 40, right? If you look, normally she travels at 40 and that is the on time. So, actual time available will be 30 upon 40 into 60. 45 minutes are available. She has already used 18 minutes. Then 7 more minutes go in refueling. So 18 plus 7, 25 minutes are gone. Out of 45 minutes, 25 minutes are gone. So remaining time is 20 minutes. At what speed should she travel? So she covers the remaining distance. What is the remaining distance? She has already covered 18. 30 mein se she has covered 18. So speed should be distance upon time. So the remaining distance is 30 minus 18 upon time available is 45 minus 25, 20 minutes. 20 minutes is 1/3 of an hour. So 20 upon 60. So it will be 12 divided by 1/3, that will be 12 into 3, 36 kilometer per hour, which is option E. Even though it's a standard question, you have to do it very carefully, very smartly in an exam situation that you don't miss out such questions. Always remember, ye sab questions pe. But if you don't calculate the distance trace home, how will you then calculate the remaining distance? Or you can say 40% karke bhi kar sakte ho, maybe you can try that way also, because you need an exact answer, right Shresham? Chalo, let's go ahead. This is an actual XAT question. Yeah, you can assume it, doesn't matter, 60%, 40% hai, isliye chal jayega, but it's easier anyway. Did you try with assuming it? Did you get the answer, Shresham? Great. Yeah, in this case, because they are given percentage, it worked. But agar percentage ke badle mein they had said she has covered say 20 kilometers, just random number, then it would not work. Thank you, Anmol. Something like this is your diagram where this angle and this angle are 90 degrees. AD is 9, BC is 13. And there's a point Q over here, which is in the ratio 1:2 with a point P over here. That means if this is X, this is 2X. Nobody's got the answer yet? Maximum possible area is 150. That means area is less than or equal to 150. The area which we are looking for has to be less than or equal to 150. Good, Ankita. No, Paris. Shubhi is right. Okay, one important concept, not concept, but just a thought in this question. If I just draw this line and this line first, what is area of triangle DPB? What is area of triangle DPB? Base is 2x, we know that. Do you agree this 9 will be the height of triangle DPB? Because in an isosceles triangle, the height comes outside. So this becomes the height. Everybody clear with that part? Okay. So I'm explaining, pay attention. Area of triangle DPB will be half into 2x into 9. 2 cut. So let's leave it as 9x. Same way, can you get area of triangle DBQ? We did DPB, same way DQB. Area of triangle DQB. Base will be x, height will be 13. So it will be half into x into 13, which is 6.5x, or you want to leave it as 13/2 also, no problem. So 6.5x. Now these two are nothing but the area of the quadrilateral they are talking about. If I add these two up, they are nothing but the area of the quadrilateral which we are talking about. So 15.5x has to be less than or equal to 150. So x has to be less than or equal to 150 divided by 15.5. Remove the decimal, you get a 0 over here. On the calculator or whichever way, 5 3s are, 5 1s are, 5 300s are. You don't even need a calculator. You can see 31 10s are will be 310, but 31 9s are will be 279. So this will be definitely 9 point something. So x will have to be less than 9 point something. Now remember, x cannot be 0, because if x is 0, this will not hold true. X cannot be 0. So x can be anything but 1 to 9, because it is less than 9 point something. So hence there will be 9 values. Now clear, Shrey? Are we clear, everybody? Can I go ahead? Just see, the figure was in fact not very difficult in this case. I thought the more difficult part was to use this formula for area for this triangle and this triangle and take that the heights are 9 and 13. I think the figure was not very difficult. Okay. I just inserted this installment question, so I don't know whether the answer is going to come a whole number or not. We will try it. Somebody said installment karna hai, so I just inserted it right now. So hence it's not even framed well. Okay, somebody is given me a figure called 6, and I don't know the answer also, because I just as I said, I just put the question here. Okay, so let me explain to you how I do installment questions. Very simple logic. I pay 3 times x. The last x which I pay just on time, so I don't get any benefit on that. But the first x which I pay, the second x which I pay 1 year early. So 1 plus 10 upon 100, which is 0.1 raised to 1, because I paid it 1 year early. The first one I paid 2 years early. Okay, and this I pay, and this is what I'm supposed to pay. If I had not paid everything, this is what I'm supposed to pay at the end, and that is always the method 1 plus 0.1. Always use this method for installment, works every single time. So x into 1.1 square is 1.21 plus x into 1.1 plus 1x is 16550 into 1.01 raised to 3. Sorry, 1.1 raised to 3. 1.1 raised to 3 is 1.331. Okay, add up these 3, what do you get? 3.31. So x into 3.31 is 16550 into 1.331. Let's just do the calculations. I'm also going to use the calculator. Okay. So 16550 into 1.331 divided by 3.31. You get an exact answer of 6655. So all those who had initially not got a whole answer, have you understood your mistake? A couple of people have not got a whole number answer. Check and let me know whether you understood now. What would you do if there were 4 years? Just to explain, what would you do if there were 4 years? You would do the first x into 1, suppose 10% here, so 1.1 raised to 3 plus x into 1.1 raised to 2 plus x into 1.1 plus x into 1 equal to whatever is the principal which you had borrowed into 1.1 raised to 4. So if there were 4 years, you will do this exact same method every time. Now instead of equal installment, if they give you unequal installment, they will give you some relation. So यहाँ पे x हो सकता है, यहाँ पे 2x हो सकता है, या whatever, they can give you some relationship like that. Everybody clear now with this type of questions? If it was 4 years, you can do this. If 4 years, okay? Chalo, let's go ahead. Most welcome, Kasturi. For the next one, for the next class, if people have some specific type of questions or a particular question which they feel they haven't understood or they want me to do it, they can post it and I can do it. I can take it up in class also. Good, Ankita. Good, Shrey. Asad, nice. Everybody's more or less everybody started getting it. Yeah. Okay, let me explain. Now, if say n raised to n, if I call a plus b as n, if n raised to n is divisible by 500. What is 500 made up of? If you look at 500, 500 is made up of only 2's and 5's. I think it will be 2 raised to 2 and 5 raised to 3, right? It is made up of only 2's and 5's. That means my base has to have a 2 and 5. Therefore, a plus b will have to be minimum 2 5's are 10, because without that, so there is no way it will be divisible. But suppose instead of 10, if you took any other number over there, you will never get divisible by 500. Now, which means we know a plus b raised to a plus b, just checking it, is 10 raised to 10, which has a lot of zeros. So it is definitely divisible by 500, no problem. So I have checked the condition, it is valid. Now the second part of the question, I know a plus b is 10 and I want to find the least possible value of a and b where they both are integers and positive integers. So obviously when they are closest, it will be maximum. Suppose if they say a plus b को maximize करना है, तो इसका आंसर 25 आता था. But because they have said minimize here, it will be a multiplied by b, they will have to be as far as possible. So 9 into 1 or 1 into 9, whatever you do, answer will be 9, which is option A. Okay, let's go ahead. Pretty straightforward question, I think so. Yes, maybe the answer is slightly approximated. Okay, anybody answer? No one's given the answer up till now, very surprising. So she gets 653 after selling all the apples and oranges. Yeah, more or less. No, it's, I think it's pretty straight. It can't be, it should be more towards one particular option. So suppose she sells X apples and Y oranges. So selling price is 23X and 15Y, which is equal to 653, right? So from here, using that one equation ka logic, we should be able to get the values. So I can clearly see at 10 means I need this to end in 3. जब ये 3 में end होगा, तो y will come out to be a whole number. That's one of the possibilities. So I'm just thinking when x is 11, obviously when x is 1 also something will work, but they said apples are more. So I'm taking x 11. When x is 11, 653 minus 253. Oh, sorry, yeah, 253. That will be 0, 0, 400. Oh, 400 also doesn't go. So that is also not possible. Why 10y? Oh, 10 a piece. So sorry. Not 15. 10y. Yeah, my bad. 10y is 653. Yeah, so this will work. So then in this case, y will come out to be 40. But this is also not possible because they have said apples have to be more. Now we know that every time x will increase, y will decrease by these numbers 10 and 23. So if x I make 11 plus 10, 21. This will become 17. After this, it will become negative. So this will be the numbers we will have. X is 21 and y is 17. Right? I'm just checking again whether we not made any mistake. No. So x is 21 and y is 17. And what is the profit percentage they've asked? Now, profit percentage is profit upon cost price. Now, 23 if you're selling and making 15% profit, your cost price is 20 rupees. Do you tell me whether you want me to show you the calculations? I have done this orally. And 10 if you're making 25% profit, your cost price is 8. Just let me know in the chat whether you want me to show you these calculations. Okay. So Apple ka cost price is 20. So 20 into 21 is 420 and 8 into 17 is I think 136. Yeah, 136. So this is 556. 556 is my cost price. Selling price is 653. So 653 minus 556. 13 minus 6, 7. 9. 97 is your profit. 97 on an investment of 556 into 100. Let's do the calculation. As I said, if anybody wants me to show you the calculations for the profit and part, I can show it to you. 17.44 is what you get. So obviously you will check for 17.4 is the tick which you will put for. Are we clear? Everybody understood why x is 21 and y is 17? There can be no other value which will satisfy using this condition that x has to be more than y. X has to be greater than y was given to us. Apples are more than oranges. Are we clear, everybody? There was one CAT question this year. I don't know whether anybody saw it. itna mark price and itna discount wala. Did people get it very easily? I'm just going to search for it. Give me a second and I'm going to discuss that question right now. Okay, that cost price and so many 26%. Yeah, I've kind of got it. I'm going to try and put it over here. Let's quickly have a look at this question also. Yeah, this was the question. Let's see if I just put it down right now. I want to understand how people use the approach very smartly. A shopkeeper offers a discount of 22% on the mark price of each chair and gives 13 chairs to a customer for the discounted price of 12 chairs to earn a profit of 26% on the transaction. If the cost price of each chair is 100, then what is the mark price of each chair? Yes, calculator is allowed in XAT. So I would have started this question with mark price is 100x. If I'm giving a discount of 22%, my selling price per chair becomes 78x. Now just look at this method. This is CAT question. This is CAT 25 ka. I'm just showing you the approach more than the calculations or something. I want to show you the approach, how quickly you can do it. Okay. And the profit is 26% on the whole transaction. Now think from a very simple perspective. How many chairs did you give to the customer? 13 chairs. Whatever you gave, one free, wo sab baat ki baat hai, but you had to pay for 13 chairs. So your total cost price is 13 into 100. And you are selling one chair for 78x. The customer has paid you only for 12 chairs. So this is your total selling price. This is your total cost price. And you have made a total profit of 26%. Right? So this is 126 upon 100. Okay. Let's go through this once more carefully, everybody. Discount was 22%. I took mark price as 100x. So my selling price became 78x. I sold the customer 12 chairs. But he took 13 chairs for me. So this is my selling price. This is my cost price. Selling cost price is for 13 chairs, 13 into 100. Just solve this out very carefully. This 100 and 100 cut. 12 ones are 12. Ones are, sorry, 6 twos are 12. 6 twos are and 6 ones are. 13 6s are 78, so this is 6x. So 12x is equal to 21. X is 21 upon 12. Don't solve or just leave it as 7 upon 4. You want 100x because you want to find mark price. So it will be 100 into 7 upon 4, which is 175. Very, very, very straightforward method. Have to do it very smartly. Barely any calculations required. How many people had this in their CAT slot and got it very easily? Let me know in the chat. No need to calculate one more discount, one free on 1 on 12 is free. All that becomes unnecessarily difficult. Nobody had this? Okay. So Anuj, you had it and did you get it in the CAT? Yeah, so Anuj, did you get it? I'm asking you. Did you get it right? Great, Anuj. Okay. No. Somebody else said. Mughal Asif said yes. Okay. Anuj also said yes. I think this was slot 1. Okay. Next question. Good, Sandeep. More than did correctly. I also want to know from you all in the chat, were you all able to think of the right approach? But there were barely any calculations, Narwal. Did you see that if you did it right, there were barely any calculations? Yeah. Okay. Couple of approaches for this question. One is I would use a regular approach. 1, 3, 3. So ratio of the last number to the sum of the remaining numbers. Right? Last number though we know is 3 raised to 100. What is 1? What is 3 raised to 0 plus 3 raised to 1 plus 3 raised to 2 up till 3 raised to 99? Sn ka formula? Sn is a into r raised to n minus 1 upon r minus 1. So a is 1, 3 raised to 0 is 1, into r is also 3. So 3 raised to, there are 100 terms over here if you notice this very carefully. 3 raised to 100 minus 1 upon 2. This is the answer for Sn for 99, for up till 3 raised to 99. Now, what will be our answer? 3 raised to 100 divided by 3 raised to 100 minus 1 divided by 2. That will be multiplied by 2. Now, when you're doing a very huge number like 3 raised to 100, 3 raised to 100 minus 1 is not even a minuscule thing. So, this divided by this will be very, very, very close to 1. This divided by this will be very close to 1. Approximately 1 into 2, answer is 2. Okay, this is one approach to do the question, the actual approach. In an exam situation, very frankly, I'm not doing this. Let me explain what I would have done in an exam situation. Okay, in an exam situation, I am taking two terms, first two terms. 9 divided by 4. Third term, 9 divided by 4 is approximately 2 point something. I'll try one more time. 4 plus 9, 13. 13 divided by 27 divided by 13, which is also 2 point something. Worst situation, I'll try one more time. 27 plus 13 is 40. So 81 divided by 40 is also 2 point something. I would take a chance and mark option B. So anybody who does not remember the property or something also can do this sum without thinking. Try the same question instead of 3 if there is 5. Instead of 3 there is 5. Same question. What will you get answer? Orally you should have got. Perfect. Very good, Shubham. Instead of 3, if there is 5, the answer will directly be 4. Because in that formula which we did behind, except r minus 1, everything else was same. So r minus 1 will become 4 and that will be the answer. So in this case, the answer would have been 4. This is also an actual XAT question. I'll be just back in a second. No answers for this question? Very surprising. Okay, somebody's got an answer, good. No, Paris, your answer is wrong. A partially filled container initially holds only pure milk. Milk means pure milk. 5 liters of the milk is replaced with water, followed by a second replacement of 6 liters of the mixture with water again. So both the times you are removing and replacing with water. 3 liters of the milk is added further to achieve a 50% concentration. Third time we are adding pure milk, and after that we have 50% concentration of milk. Okay. Determine the initial volume in liters. 15 liters is what most of the people have got. You can start with X liters. So after the first transaction, what do you have? How much is the milk you have? 5 liters of the milk is replaced with water. So you have milk is X minus 5 and water is 5. Okay, even though we don't have to worry about water, you just concentrate on milk right now. Followed by another replacement of 6 liters. This time if you now replace 6 liters, this time you will not lose only milk, you will lose milk and water both. So how much milk will you lose? The amount of milk which you will lose will be X minus 5 upon X into 6. X minus 5 upon X into 6 is the amount of milk you will lose. Right? Go through this properly. Total is X. Out of that, milk is X minus 5. So X minus 5 upon X into 6 you will lose. Like suppose if milk and water were in the ratio 3:2. So we say the amount of milk gone will be 3 by 5 of 6. That way X minus 5 upon X into 6. So milk remaining will be X minus 5 minus 6 into X minus 5 upon X. Right? So if I take X minus 5 common, I am getting 1 minus 6 by X. That will be X minus 6 upon 6. So X minus 5 into X minus 6 upon X is the amount of milk left. And after that they have said, so this is the amount of milk after second transaction. After this they have said directly the amount of milk added is 3 liters. So 3 liters more milk we add to get 50% concentration. Total now becomes what? It is no longer X because we are adding 3 liters. We are not replacing 3 liters. Remember. So total is not X. Total is X plus 3. So this will be half of X plus 3. If you had options, you could use options or you could solve. Okay. So if you solve this, this will be X square minus 11X plus 30 plus 3X into 2 is equal to X into X plus 3. X square minus 8X plus 30 into 2 is equal to X square plus 3X. So I will have 2X square minus X square is X square, minus 16 minus 3 is minus 19, plus 60 is equal to 0. 15 and 4 are the answer. Answer cannot be 4 because you are removing 5 liters first time. So answer cannot be 4. So answer is 15. Is it clear, everybody? This step you should know directly orally because this is something that it's like a concept. So if you can do this step directly in an exam situation, you can save a lot of time. I purposely didn't put options over here. XAT will have options, but I purposely didn't put options. I just wanted to understand the concept. If you understand, see, because if it was options, no, a lot of people would have used options. Nothing wrong with that. But right now I wanted you to understand the question. Everybody clear with 15 liters now? Okay, going ahead. Just putting down a concept. Now, if you notice very carefully, this 529 gives us a big hint. 529 is 23 into 23. Okay. Pay attention everybody carefully. 529 is 23 into 23, which means, and there is negative 529, which tells me that one of them is 23 and the other is negative 23. But the other two signs are not very sure, and that is why we will also use this. Sum of the roots R1 plus R2 plus R3 is only 2. Sum of the roots was only 2. Pay attention very carefully everybody. Now, what do you mean by sum of the roots is 2? Which means 23 and 23 is over definitely cutting. That means one root was 23 and the other was minus 23. And the other both were 1 and 1. The other both were 1 and 1. So that means R1 and R2 both were 1. R3 was 23 and R4 was minus 23. After that, it is just about reading very carefully what they have asked for. Find the sum of the squares of the distinct roots. Okay, what have they asked for? Sum of the squares. That means we need to do 23 square plus minus 23 square plus 1 square only one time. Only of the distinct roots taken only once. So whichever roots are distinct, you need to take them only once. So this will be 529 plus 529 plus 1. This will become how much? 529 plus 529, 1058 plus 1, 1059. Interesting question. Main was getting these concepts right, getting the roots right. I hope people understood that. Yes, everybody clear? Just let me know in the chat quickly. No, they have not asked for that. They have asked for a square plus b square plus c square. Wrong. You can't do a plus b plus c the whole square. Yes, maybe you will need binomial expansion to understand the term and all those questions. Okay. What is B and C, Asad? How can you get two answers? Okay, answer is B. Pay attention to my approach for this question. What I did was, first I found f of 1. What is f of 1? F of 1 is 1 plus 3, 4, 4 plus k. And then I found g of 2. What is g of 2? 4 plus 4, 8. 4 plus 2, 6, 6 plus 1, 7. And if I subtract these two, I get k minus 3. Okay, I said let me try and find a pattern. So then I found f of 3. What is f of 3? 9 plus 9, 12, 12 plus k. Sorry, 9 plus 9, 18. What am I saying? 9 plus 9, 18, 18 plus k. And if I took g of 4, it's 16 plus 4, 20, 20 plus 1, 21 plus 21. And difference again came out to be k minus 3. I said let me check one more time. If it works one more time, it will work every time. Okay. So I then checked f of 5. F of 5 is 25 plus 15, 40 plus k. And g of 6, 36 plus 6, 42 plus 1, 43. Difference is still k minus 3. So I'm getting difference every time k minus 3. And how many k minus 3s are there like this? 10 k minus 3s are there, because I will get 10 such groups. So I'll get 10 into k minus 3 is given as 20. 10 2s are 20, k is equal to 5. Okay, the longer method will be grouping all the f of 1, f of 3, f of 5 together and finding the summation, and then same doing for g of things, and that will be, I think that will be a long thing. Okay. Who's still getting 4? Aditya, what happened? Check your method. Why are you getting 4? Okay, Aditya, I hope you checked your approach. Chalo, next one. This is a CAT 23 question. I am doing it for two reasons. It's a slightly difficult time and work question, but also I'll explain some logic to you. Yeah, Shreya, I understand, but you have to learn better methods, right? I know that has enough time. But very frankly, when you go to an exam situation, you'll realize you never have enough time, because you would rather want to solve one extra DM set. Anybody answer for this question? B is a drain pipe, A and C are fill pipes. Pipe B empties the full tank in 1 hour less than the time taken by pipe A to fill the empty tank. Okay, no problem. I'm waiting for people to solve. Okay, a lot of people have started giving the answer. Either they remember the question very well, because I don't think that it was possible to solve it in such short time. Chalo, pay attention. I'm going to show you a complete different approach. Maybe you've seen it before, but just pay attention. Now, I'm just concentrating on this part. When pipe A, B, C all are turned on together, they can fill an empty tank in 2 hours. That means A plus B plus C, where B is negative work, take 2 hours to do the work, which is 120 minutes. Okay. If pipe B and C are turned together when the tank is empty and pipe B is turned off after 1 hour, then pipe C takes another 1 hour 15 minutes to fill the tank. That means C for 75 minutes and B for 1 hour. Obviously, these are wrong equations, can fill the full tank because we have to write in 1 upon form के form में, full tank. So, if you want to write the earlier one, you can. So, basically what am I saying? That C definitely takes, now C for 75 minutes, right? Not 75, 75 plus 1 hour. How much is 75 plus 1 hour? 135 minutes. Okay. So, over here, in fact, I want to just break this in a slightly different way. Pay attention. First, C and B for 1 hour. Then C again for 75 minutes. Can fill the full tank. Now tell me, when C in a tank, do you agree you can't have negative work? You can't have negative work inside the tank. Means you can't say after 1 hour there was negative water. Either there will be 0 water or there will be some water. So the logic over here is that there was some water over here and C was able to fill it in 75 minutes. Okay. C was able to fill that in 75 minutes. So after there was already some water in the tank, C took 75 minutes. That means C alone should take more than 75 minutes. Because after this part of 1 hour when C worked and B also worked, there was some water in the tank and C filled the tank in 75 minutes. So C is able to do the work in more than 75 minutes, but not 120 minutes, because 120 minutes mein to A, B, C all three are able to do. So hence the important part was that the answer had to be more than 75 or less than 120, and that is a chance in an exam situation which you can take and you can get the answer as 90. Obviously you can solve this question by the longer approach, make equations and everything. So if you want, we can just at least make the equations for you all and show you the equations. What have they said? Pipe B empties the tank in 1 hour less than time taken by pipe A to fill the tank. Suppose A takes A hours. So B takes A minus 1 hour. B empties the full tank in 1 hour less than the time taken by A to fill the empty tank. When pipe A, B, C are turned on together, the empty tank is filled in, and so I will say C fills in C hours. So 1 upon A minus 1 upon A minus 1. 1 upon A minus 1 upon A minus 1 plus 1 upon C is equal to what? How much is it? They have said 2 hours, no? No. Yeah, 2 hours. So that is 1 upon 2. Half the work is done. That's equation 1 with 2 variables. Then if pipe B and C are turned on together when the tank is empty and B is turned on after 1 hour, then C takes another 1 hour 15 minutes. That means C for 2 hours 15 minutes, that is 9 upon 4. Okay. C in 9 upon 4 hours. In 1 hour C is able to do 1 upon, means it is able to fill the tank in C hours. So in 1 hour it will do 1 upon C. So 9 upon 4 hours it will do 9 upon 4 C minus B for 1 hour. So B is 1 upon A minus 1, and this is also equal to full tank. So this is equal to 1, and you have 2 equations. You should take them carefully, because in this equation there is A also and A minus 1 also. Try and substitute for C, it will be easy and you will solve it. But this is a long way of solving, and the shortcut could have been the way I explained to you earlier. Okay. Sometimes, very rarely, time and work will have a difficult question. This is one of those difficult questions. I would put this as a level C question in an exam situation. Yeah, it will not. very frankly, this is what practice is about. When you've done so many questions of this type, something might strike. Chalo, let's go ahead. Yeah, it was a level C question. It was a question to be left alone. Now, over here, getting the right diagram is literally very important. Because यहाँ पे तो ये मिड पॉइंट है, very obviously. But understand, if M is the midpoint of EF, M is not the midpoint of ABC. So the line which you will draw over here will be something like this. AN will come over here. So actually AD will come like this. There will be A something, there will be this point, and this will be AD. Suppose this point exactly over here is P. So APD. See if anybody can get the answer for this question now. I have given you the major hints. Now it is very simple actually. No, Shubhi, I think you made a mistake. I'm not very sure, but I think Shubhi, you're wrong. Now, the bigger equilateral triangle is how much? 45. The bigger equilateral triangle ka side is 45. So the height AM will be root 3 upon 2 into 45. You can leave it as it is, 45 upon 2 root 3. This is AM. Smaller equilateral triangle, the side is 15. So height will be root 3 upon 2 into 15, which is 15 root 3 upon 2. So AP will be subtraction. 45 upon 2 minus 15 upon 2 root 3, that will give me 30 upon 2 root 3, that is 15 root 3. AP is 15 root 3. Everybody clear till here? Now how much is PD? PD though is very simple. It's MN. We know BM. We know BM will be how much? Half of 45, 22.5. And over here, this will come out to be 1, I think so. Let's check. This is 7.5. So one of them is 22.5 and the other is 21.5. So PD will come out to be 1. Let me explain one more time how PD came out to be 1. Everybody pay attention. B to M will be half of BC, which is 22.5. So BM will be 22.5, and because E, whatever this point, actually BN, not BM, BN will be 22.5, and E, this will be 7.5. So 14 plus 7.5 will be 21.5. Subtract these to give you 1. Once we get this 1, use Pythagoras, 15 root 3 and 1 ka Pythagoras. So we will get AD square will be 15 root 3 ka square. That is 225, 3s are 675, plus 1 square is 1676. So square root of 676 is 26, and that is your answer. Everybody clear with this question? Difficult question. Main was getting the interpretation right. Actually डायग्राम थोड़ा गलत है, AM उस साइड पे होना चाहिए था. तो डायग्राम is a little bit wrong. This line AM should be on this side of AD. Okay, not on the left side, because BM is bigger. BM is 22.5 and this is 21.5. But that's okay, that was just understanding. Yeah, post diagram maybe it was easy, but getting the diagram right was very important. And understanding that AD is not a straight line from top. I had taught you all a shortcut. If you can use that shortcut, the sum will be much faster. Remember the shortcut? Suppose 1 upon 2 into 3 plus 1 upon 3 into 4 plus 1 upon 4 into 5, say up to 1 upon 19 into 20. I taught you a shortcut. Sum of all numerators. So this is 2 to 19. 2 to 19 is how many terms? 18 terms. 2 to 19 is 18 terms. So sum of all numerators is 18 upon first term of the last denominator into last term of the last denominator. So answer is 9 upon 20 for this question. For this question, the answer is 9 upon 20. Apply the same logic and try and do the above question. Yes, anybody? Answer. It wasn't that difficult. No. No, Shrey, wrong. Shreyesh, correct. Okay, pay attention how to do it. I think people are stuck. This is 21s, 22s, 23s, this is 29s, which means there are 9 terms. So sum of all numerators will become 9 upon first term of the first denominator multiply by last term of the last denominator is equal to 1 upon 256. Right? So we will get 20 minus A into 200 minus A is equal to 256 nines are. How much will that be? 9 6 are 54, 5 carry, 9 5 are 45 plus 550, 5 carry 2304. You can use options after this if you want. Okay. 2304 ke 200 so cannot be the answer because 200 minus 200 will be 0. So this option is out. This is the biggest out of all the other options. So does 2304 go in 12? 12 ones are 12, 12 nines are 108, 12 2, that goes 192 times. So 2304 can be written as 12 into 192 or 192 into 12. So if this is 192 and this is 12, A will be 212. If you don't want to use that, then what you can do is you can actually expand it, make a quadratic equation and solve it, which is also not very difficult. If you make the quadratic equation also, it's not that bad. Pay attention. So what will we get? 20 to 200 will be 4000 minus 20A minus 200A minus 220A plus A square is 2304. So A square minus 220A plus 2300, so 1696, and then the factors are 212 8s are 212 8s are 8 to the 16 9 16 1696. So A minus 212, A minus 8, we want the bigger answer, so A is 212. Even A8 is right, nothing wrong with that A8, but the right answer is A is 212 because they want the maximum value. So answer will be B option. Quickly let me know whether you have understood. How many people remembered this shortcut? I had explained it during one of the algebra marathons. Quickly, no replies. What is everybody doing? Okay, I think again as usual sometimes the chat just gets blocked. Okay, sorry. Great, let's go ahead. Okay, Bhavya, I'll just explain without the shortcut what the logic is. Let's finish this question, then I'll come back to that, Bhavya. Suppose if I take the three terms of the GP as A1, A2, A3. So this is 21. Even before you read the sum further, let's try and understand a shortcut. 21 is 7 threes are. It's a GP. Normally GP mein R is what? You know, R is 1, 2, means R is 2, 3 or something like that. Think if R is 2 and if the first term is 1, second term will be 2 and the third term will be 4. So 1 plus 2 plus 4, the sum will be 7. Okay, over here the sum is a multiple of 7. The sum is a multiple of 7. That means there is very, very, very high chance that the numbers we are looking for are 3 times of these numbers, that is 3, 6 and 12. Now this is a shortcut which you should understand very carefully. Whenever you have the sum of a GP of 3 numbers to be a multiple of 7, we can think that R is 2. Okay, same way जैसे CAT में इस बार क्वेश्चन आया था, everybody pay attention, इस बार एक CAT में क्वेश्चन आया था जिसमें sum of all 3 numbers of a GP was 52. 52 is 13 fours are. When there is 13, then you have to think R can be 3, because 1 plus 3 plus 9 is 13. You all are not paying attention to the method which I am teaching. Everybody is bothered about their answer. 1 plus 3 plus 9 is 13. So in that question also, you could have done the question so quickly, because the total is 52. The first term will be 4. 4 ones are 4, 4 threes are 12, 4 nines are 36. Obviously, उसमें decreasing GP था, इसलिए you have to make it 36, 12 and 4. So this was the CAT question. This is this question, 3, 6, 12. This is the GP. I just need to now check whether this satisfies. 3 6s are 18, 3 12s are 36, 6 12s are 72. 18 plus 36 is 54, 54 plus 72 is 126, satisfying. No need to solve anything. And now just use the S10 ka formula. S10 is A into R raised to N minus 1 upon 2 minus 1. So 3 into 1023, 3069. How many people was able to do this? How many people thought of this method? In that question also, you just had to do this much and you would have got the answer. Anybody had thought of this method? No, it will work for more terms also, but see, तुम 3 terms करो तो by heart कर लो कि जब 7 है तो 1, 2, 4, 13 है तो, yeah, logically, because what will happen, 7 and 13 are also prime numbers, so it works much easier. Let's try for 4 terms, suppose. So if it was 1, 2, 4, next would be 8. So that will be 7 plus 8, 15. So if there's a total of 15 or a multiple of 15, then you can think that this is a GP of 2, or 1, 3, 9, 27. So this is 13, 13 plus 27 is 40. If it's a multiple of 40, you can think, obviously a 120 was, so it can be either one of them. Because 120 is a multiple of 15 also, it's a multiple of 40 also. So obviously the other condition will have to be taken. Okay. Okay, everybody understood? Chalo, let's go ahead. So Shubhi, do you want to give me your logic? 528 into 20. Where did you get 528 from? Main So this is the swimming pool. Here the depth is 1. Then as you keep going ahead, the depth increases. So this is the final depth. Okay. Now pay attention very carefully. What was the important part over here? So if you start from here, they're saying you gain an elevation of 1 meter every time. For every 2.6 meters that you walk, you gain an elevation of 1. That means when you walk across this, the ratio between walking over here and walking over here is 1:2.6. That means if this much is x, this is 2.6x. So if you walked 1, you walk 2.6, or you walk 2.6, you gain 1. So if you gain x, you have actually walked 2.6x, and this is 48. Yeah, but you need to find the deep height, no? Where have you found the deep height, Shubhi? Paris. Getting the deep height is the important part. You don't have the deep height. That was the main part. Once you got that, everything else was very simple. So now you can take Pythagoras over here. 48 square is equal to x square plus 2.6 square. So 48 square is equal to 6.76 plus 1, 7 or am I making a mistake? Yeah, 7.76 x square. Solve it out. I think you get this. If you solve it out very carefully, you get x is 20. You get x as 20, and then you can do a lot of things. You can do volume of the cuboid as one part and volume of the triangular part as one part, or you can do them together, no problem. So whichever way you do it, once you get x is 20, if you do volume of the cuboid is 20 into 48 into 1. Volume of the triangular part is half into base into height. So half into 48 into 48 into 20 into 20. So if I take 48 into 20 common, so that's 960 into 11. 0, 9, 11, 6 are 66, 6 carry 99, 105. I took 20 into 48 common and then 1 plus 10. Main was getting this x properly, the height of this part. Everybody clear? So obviously once you get that, you get there. Yeah, it's a good XAT PYQ. It's a XAT PYQ. It had come in CAT also. In fact, very surprisingly, both CAT and XAT asked this nearly same question in the same year, 2014. Nearly the same year. Very, very surprising. Yes, Parish, 2.6 will be in the hypotenuse. That's what I've taken, no? This is 90 degrees. Oh, so sorry. My bad. In the calculations, I didn't take properly. Yeah, that is why I was just looking at the calculation and they were looking weird, but I remember that was this. Yeah, I'll just change that. So it is 48 square plus x square is equal to 2.6 square. So 48 square is equal to 6.76 minus 1, 5.76. Now the calculations will come. Yeah. Okay. Next one. This is also, I think, a XAT question. I hope people are not solving 2011 and 12 XAT. That's a waste of time. So suppose if X students got 6, Y students got 8 and Z students got 20. The mode is 8. That means Y is greater than X and Z. Y is greater than X also, Y is greater than Z also. What will we get now? 6x plus 8y plus 20z is equal to 504. I can divide it as 3x plus 4y plus 10z is 252. Equation number 1. The sum of the scores was 504. The number of students in the most populated category, that is y, was equal to the sum of the number of students with the lowest category. I don't know which is lowest, and twice the number with the highest score. So I'll assume x is lower and z is higher, or vice versa, that I will have to take a chance. So y is equal to x plus 2z, or y is equal to 2x plus z. Okay, as the number of students in the most populated category is equal to sum of the number of all students with low. अच्छा, with lowest score बोला है, lowest score बोला, तो ये बराबर है, first वाला ही बराबर है, second वाला नहीं है. And number of students, and twice the number of students the highest score. So y is x plus 2z. So instead of y, if I write x plus 2z, what will I get? I'll get 3x plus 4x plus 8z plus 10z is 252. So I'll get 7x plus 18z is 252. 7x plus 18z is 252. Now, let's continue further very carefully. If you notice, 252 is divisible by 7. That means z could have been 0, but z will not be 0. So z can be 0. When z is 0, x will be how much? 252. So 7 3s are 21, 36. But at that time, what will y be? Okay. In that case, y will be x, same as x, which is not true. So this is wrong, and that way you'll have to do some trial and error and try all the possible values. After that, we know that x will decrease by 18. So when x decreases by 18, this will become 7. And in that case, y will be how much? 18 plus 14, 32. Looks right. There is no cannot be determined. In an exam situation, I would have taken a chance. It confirms all the conditions. 18, 7, 32. ऐसे भी इसके बाद 0 हो जाएगा. Next possible value for x will become 0, which is not possible. Answer will be 57 total. Everybody clear with this one? See how with only 2 conditions we were able to solve the question, because this rule is very important. Once you get one equation, how to solve that is very, very important. Okay, I'll explain y is equal to x plus 2z one more time. Somebody wanted y is equal to x plus z one more time. So first equation was 6x plus 8y plus 20z is 504. We knew y was the biggest one. Okay, now read this part very carefully. यहाँ से, the number of students in the most populated category, that is y, was equal to the sum of the number of students with the lowest category. Lowest category was lowest score, यानी x में जितने थे x plus twice the number of students with the highest score. Highest score was z, so 2z. Did you get now how we got this equation? Just put this over here instead of y and solve it out. Yeah, so we got y is greater than x, no? When we solved, what did we get? Y is x plus 2z. So 3x plus 4y plus 10z is 252. 3x plus 4x 7x plus 10, 18z is equal to 252. So then we did some trial and error. We started with, sorry, this is z. We started with trial and error. Z was 0. That time x was 32, not possible. 32 or 36, sorry, 1 second, 36. Then when x was 18, z was 7. And that time y came out to be how much? 18 plus 14, 32. है बड़ा, x is greater than all of them. So 18 plus 7 plus 32, answer is 57, which is the option E. Clear everybody? Try the next one now. Anuj incorrect. Sandeep incorrect. Riti looks correct. Riti is correct. Ritu Panwar is correct. Nivedita is correct. Okay, let's pay attention everybody carefully to the question. The conditions are it has to be a 3-digit number. The first digit cannot be 0. The sum of the digits has to be exactly 10. That means if I take the 3 digits as A, B and C, A plus B plus C has to be exactly 10. Now, if A plus B plus C is 10, now listen to this very carefully. But A cannot be 1. So, we can actually give 1 to A first only. So, then A dash plus B plus C will be 9 because I have already given 1 to A. A can be bigger also, but A cannot be 1. So, A cannot be 0, sorry. So, A can be 1, 2, 3, something like that. Now, you have to distribute 9 things between 3 people. So, you use a simple formula n plus 1 CR. R minus 1. So, what will you get? N plus R minus 1 CR minus 1. So, what will we get? 11C2. 11C2 is 55. Most of the people go and mark 55 over here, but that is incorrect because A dash cannot be 9. Because if A dash is 9, what will happen? That A will become 10 and a digit cannot be 10, and that is why A dash cannot be 9. That case will go. Luckily, that is only one case. When it is 900, that case will go away, and that is why the answer is 54. I also just thought of explaining it in a slightly long format, which was not very difficult. If you start with A as 1, you know B plus C has to be, listen to this very carefully, B plus C has to be 9. If A is 1, B plus C has to be 9. So, that will be 9 cases. B plus C 9. So, 9 0 से लेके 0 9 तक. Sorry, this will be 10 cases. B plus C 9. So, starting with B as 0 until B as 9, we will have 10 cases. With A as 2, B plus C is 8. So, this will be 9 cases. A as 3, then 8 cases. B plus C is 7. And so on till A as 9, B plus C is 1. These are 2 cases. So your total is nothing but 2 to 10, 2 plus 3 plus 4 up till 10. So it will be 55 minus 1, because we know 1 to 10 is 55. Okay, so 55 minus 1 is 54. Which method applied, Bhavna? The second one you're saying. So the longer method is this one. The shorter method is using n plus r minus 1 cr minus 1. Everybody understood this? So if you do it with the longer method also, it was not so bad. A1 फटाफट आ जाता है. Okay? Everybody just go through it carefully. Think what kind of variations can you get in this sum. What happens if a plus b plus c is 15? And so on. Becomes very difficult. A plus b plus c 15 will become very difficult because none of the digits can go above 9. So you have to be very careful. Okay. There are no real values at all. We want to find what is the profit percentage for the manufacturer. So manufacturer cost price. If I start with 100, okay, his selling price will be retailer's cost price. His selling price will be retailer's cost price. So we need to get to the retailer's cost price. MRP 155 तो एंड में लेंगे, अभी कुछ काम नहीं है उसका. MRP is 155. The product is sold through a retailer who earns 23% profit. Okay. What is the profit percentage expressed in here is if he gives 10% discount on the MRP. So selling price of retailer is 155 at 10% discount. What happens when you give 10% discount on 155? It becomes 155 into 9 by 10. 5 2s are 5 3s are 5 1s are 31 9s are is 279 upon 2. Okay, pay attention. So 279 upon 2 is the selling price, and on this selling price he has already earned 23% profit. Okay, so selling price is 123% of the cost price. So 279 upon 2 is 123 upon 100 into cost price. Just let's do this calculations carefully on the calculator. So 279 divided by 2 into 100 divided by 123. So this comes out to be, cost price comes out to be 113.41. This is retailer's cost price, which is the manufacturer's selling price. So manufacturer is manufactured for 100, sold for 113.4, approximate 13% profit. Are we clear? Check properly. Only for one step you need the calculator. This step you need the calculator. Rest all can be done orally. So this was very similar to that CAT question. उसमें खाली सब कुछ कट हो रहा था, इसमें कट नहीं हो रहा है बस. Because of which the calculations are not very straightforward. Anybody? Okay, somebody is already tired. 2 घंटा हुआ नहीं कि सब लोग थोड़ा थक तो जाते ही है. How many more questions for the day? I think 3 more questions after this for the day. I'll check again once if you want. Actually 2 more after this. So including this one, 3. Anybody answer for this question? Okay. Aditya has got the answer. Okay, I don't want to work with the options. The options are really poor over here. So think without options. I want you to understand the question without options. Now, total number of bread. Total bread was 8 to be divided between 3 people. So each one gets 8 by 3. 8 by 3 breads he gets. So the third person who doesn't have any bread, for 8 by 3 breads, he is paying 8 coins. He is paying 8 coins. Therefore, one bread is costing how much? One bread is costing how much? 8 by 3 breads cost 8 coins. So one bread will cost how much? 8 divided by 8 by 3. Right? He had 8 coins. No? Yes, he had 8 coins. So 3 coins per bread. One bread is costing 3 coins. Now, question is how many coins should the first person get? And the second person get in short. The first person had 5 breads. The first person had 5 breads. So for 5 breads, actually his value is 15 coins. His value is 15 coins. If the third guy is eating worth 8 coins, everybody is eating the same amount. अगर मैं फर्स्ट वाला बंदा हूं तो मेरे पास 15 कॉइन्स जितना ब्रेड है, बट आउट ऑफ दैट 8 कॉइन्स जितना ब्रेड आई एम ईटिंग, सो द कैश विच आई शुड गेट बैक इज 7 कॉइन्स. Okay, and if you look from the second person's perspective, if you're looking from the second person's perspective, he had how many breads initially? He had only 3 breads. So अगर second वाले का देख रहे तो 3 3s are 9 breads he will have. 9 coins jitna breads he has. He is going to eat 8 coins worth of bread, which means he should get only 1 coin. That means first person should get 7 coins, second person should get 1 coin. Good question. When it was asked first time, a lot of people made a mistake in this. Chalo. Anybody answer? Okay, so I put down a lot of things on the screen. Pay attention to all that. A train starts from P and goes to another station Q. So this is P and Q. And there's a tunnel AB of a certain length. A person is standing at a point C inside the tunnel such that the distance from A to C is 2/5 of the distance from C to B. So I took C to B as 5x, or only 5 also I can take. No need to take 5x, and this is 2. Okay. Everybody clear till here? No need to take unnecessary 5x and 2x. When the train starts from P and the person starts running towards A, he meets the train exactly at A. So, distance covered by the train is D and distance covered by the person is 2. This is not even needed because that part is not even needed. D upon 2 is the ratio of the distance in a constant time, the ratio of the distance covered. So, this will become speed of train upon speed of man. Now, pay attention very carefully. Second time they said he doubles his initial speed. Okay, he doubles his speed. And second time the train covers D plus 7 and the man covers 5. This is speed of train to double the speed of man. So, if this double was not there, what would happen? 2 1s are 2 2.5s are. So, now I equate these two. D upon 2 is D plus 7 upon 2.5. D upon 2 is D plus 7 upon 2.5. 2.5 D minus 2D is 0.5 D is 14. D is 14 divided by half, which is 28. So, D is 28. So, speed of man. Now, they have told speed of train is given as 80. So, if this is 28, the ratio is 14:1. So, 80 is speed of train. So, we got 80 upon x is 14:1. So, 80 upon 14 will be 40 upon 7. First option. A lot of people got B option. I don't know why B. I don't know why I am getting A. Have I made a mistake? Check properly. Or you all made a mistake or didn't take the double. Check once properly. If I made a mistake, I'll check it one more time. And I'll try and show you a shortcut also over here. I think the answer is 40 upon 7. Okay, everybody pay attention carefully. One more. So, this, I think they did not take this double. All those who got 80 upon 7, this time they did not take this 2. Because of that, they are getting 80 upon 7. Yeah, exactly that shortcut I am showing. Pay attention, Shriyesh. What happens in case 1? Train covers D, man covers 2. Case 2, train covers D plus 7 and man actually covers 5, but if he was running at his usual speed, he would have covered only 2.5. This 2.5 is very important. He is running at double the speed, so he is able to cover 5. So, can I say extra? When the train covers 7, the man covers 0.5 extra, and this becomes the ratio of their speed. 7 divided by half, 14:1. This is the fastest way of doing this question. Pay attention carefully. And understand how I got this 2.5. Because he is doubling his speed, he is able to cover 5. So, on regular speed, he would be able to cover 2.5. When train covers D, man covers 2. When train covers D plus 7, man covers 2.5. Ratio is 7:0.5. This is by that extra distance. You don't have to make any equations or anything. You can directly get 14:1. So, 80 upon S is 14 upon 1. S is 40 upon 7. Everybody clear with this question now? Everybody clear? Check the second method, whether you'll have understood this method. It saves a lot of time. जैसे इसी लॉजिक पे आई हैव वन मोर क्वेश्चन टू शो यू, नॉट एग्जैक्टली द सेम लॉजिक बट something similar. Just you all try the next question. By the time I'll show you one more question. I'll add one more question. Suppose if I take sales as 100x. Initially there was a commission of 14%. So commission in first month is 14% of 100x, which is 14x. Now second month sales are 100x only, but his earning is 5,000 plus 9% of 100x minus 20,000. So that will be 5,000 plus 9x minus 200 into 9, 1800. So 9x plus 3,200, and second month is more than the first month by 1250. So 9x plus 3,200 minus 14x is equal to 1250. So 3,200 minus 1250, that will become 1950 is equal to 5x. What's the answer you are getting? 75,000. What mistake did I make? Ouch. I think there is some mistake which I made. His total sales this month are same as the last month, but his total income this month is 1250 more than last month. Okay, so 14x last month. This month 5,000 plus 9% of 100x minus 20,000. पहले 20,000 पे कुछ भी नहीं मिलेगा. So 75,000 is not the right answer. This is 5x, leave it as it is, or 1950 divided by 5. 5 3s are 390 is x. We want to find 100x, so 39,000. I don't know where did people get 75,000 from. Okay, so you can't make such mistakes in such questions, huh? Okay, I added one question. Again, this is CAT ka question, but just for tum log, you all were asking a train wala method. So here also look at this one method which I am doing. Pay attention. Standard, very simple question. Normally everybody in the exam does like this. Ratio of the number of coins in box A to B is 17:7. So people say let the coins be 17x and 7x. 108 coins were shifted from A to B, so minus 108 plus 108. Everybody does this method, right? This method I think everybody knows. I don't need to discuss this method. Pay attention to some other method. Initial ratio was 17:7. That means total parts are 24 parts. After that, the ratio becomes 37:20. Total parts become 57. Now pay attention carefully, everybody. We are only shifting coins. यहाँ से 108 coins निकाले, हमने दूसरे box में डाले. What does that mean? Total has to remain same. So these both numbers have to be same. Take LCM of 24 and 57. What will be LCM of 24 and 57? 3 into 8 into 19. Okay. 3 into 8 is 24. 24 into 19. 480 minus 24. 456. So what we are going to do is we are going to take total number of coins as 456 and start. And now listen. The number of coins that needs to be shifted further from A to B to make this ratio 1:1. Also, if I start with 456, that means I'm multiplying everything over here by 19 and here by 8. So I will say 17 19s are there were 323 coins here and 133 coins here. Just pay attention to this method. 37 8s, 28 is 160 coins here and 37 8s is 240, 296 coins here. Now, we have actually shifted 108 coins in this. We've added 108. But यहाँ पे क्या दिख रहा है तुमको? Difference सिर्फ 33 का दिख रहा है. Can you see the difference is only 33? Not even 33. 27. The difference is 27. But we want the actual difference to be 108. So what we will do is at the last step, I will just multiply by 4 because 27 apna or theirs is 108. So what happens in this case? What is the difference of these two right now? It is 126 ka difference. 136 ka difference. If I want to make 1:1, I have to make half and then multiply by 4. That's your answer. 272. Completely different method just to understand. 272 coins had to be shifted. This is the same logic. That number, there's no x, nothing to be taken in this case. Okay, I think we are done. I thought there was one more question, but no. Okay, yeah, cool. We're done. Then done for today. Okay, you want me to explain that question one more time? The last one? I can explain this question one more time completely. 17:7, total parts is 24. 37:20, total parts is 57. LCM is 456. That means this number will become 24 into 19. Sorry, LCM 24 into 19. Yeah. So this number will become 24 into 19 and this number will become 57 into 8, which is as good as 456 in both cases. So multiply this by 19. This will become 323 and 133 and this will become 160 and 296. Now the difference over here is only 27, but the real difference was given as 108, which is 4 times. So whatever answer I will get, I will multiply by 4. Now here we want to make them 1:1. So more coins have to be transferred. Right now difference is 136. So if I transfer half of 136, both of them will become equal. So I have to transfer half of 136. But I also have to make it 4 times. So multiply by 4. Answer is 272. Did you all understand? Everybody understood this method now? Great. Thank you for today's class, everybody. Thank you for being here. I hope you learned something. Yes, but वो मल्टीप्लाई करना हरक्यूलिस उसमें भी टाइम टेकिंग था, वो दूसरे वाले मेथड में भी लंबाई था. Okay, everybody. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye. See you all.